Today on the channel, we say 1-2 barbecue with the Search and Rescue G.I. Joe Classified series, Firefighter.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another G.I. Joe Classified series unboxing and review. And today, we got another legacy figure, this time in the Search and Rescue Firefighter. But for all your G.I. Joe Classified needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use the link in the description down below. Support the channel. You guys know the drill by now. And of course, you know how we're going to do this review. We're going to do it like we do all the other ones on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And we've seen this in the G.I. Joe line with these legacy figures, harking back to, I guess, would it be the late 60s, 70s, especially with the G.I. Joe team being a little bit more, just driven in, not as character driven, I guess is what we'll call it. There's no Flints involved in this era of the Joes, but these are nice figures. They do work well with our classified series. We'll compare them later on in this video here. But we've got quite a few of these, and the Firefighter being the latest one we're going to talk about here today. Of course, the police officer was supposed to be part of Yojo June, and it was canceled. To me, I don't know. I think that's just way overreacting, and that's the world we live in this day and age. People are just too soft. Let me tell you, people are soft in this day and age. You don't like a policeman, you do. It's your choice. But, I mean, come on. If people want a policeman figure, they want him in there as a street scene in their Marvel Legends team. You want him with your Joes. You want him to be the bad guy in your Fig Fed. Do what you want. It's just a toy at the end of the day. What are we doing, people? I don't get it, but that's the world we live in. So it is what it is. But we're going to dive into this one here, the Firefighter. I don't think as controversial as the police officer. You guys tell me. But shout out to firefighters everywhere. They're so lucky. They got those Dalmatian dogs. How'd they get those? How come that became a thing? And if you're a fireman out there, do you have a Dalmatian? I'd love to hear about it. Shout out to my favorite firefighter, Sambro, longtime viewer of the channel here. Of course, good brother number one. He's a firefighter, so shout out to him. He needs to pick this up in his collection because I know if they had Bread Jesus action figures, I'd pick that up. So he's got to pick up a fireman figure. But this looks good, and I will get a second edition of this one in the future. Play a little long game on these. Want to be able to display both looks, but I'm not going to pay full price for both of them. Work smarter, not harder, something like that. But let's dive into this one here. A little bit of deluxe packaging on this one. G.I. Joe logo looking good down there. Legacy right there. G.I. Joe Legacy Collection. 4 and up, you 3-year-olds, you can't handle the fire. You're going to get burned. That's what's going to happen. Big window box right there looking good. There's the firemen saving days right here, saving lives, all that kind of fun stuff. It's real fun saving lives, let me tell you. And then on the side, you get a little image down here. You also get that QR code that I'll never scan. You can't make me. Then on the back, look at that. We get some glamour shots going on. He's there at the scene. He's got the Jaws of Life. And the Jaws of Life is a crazy thing. I'd heard about it for like 100 years. I'm like, oh, they always say on the news, oh, they had to bring in the Jaws of Life. And I'm like, what is the Jaws of Life? I'm thinking like a shark or something. I don't know what's going on with this Jaws of Life. And then Ripper, that's where that came. Getting reused, gotta get the most out of your molds. Ripper came with that in the G.I. Joe Classified line, so we've seen that before. But I saw it one time, there was like an accident, and I was helping. It's a long story. I'm saving it for the podcast. One of these days, we'll tell that story on there. But I got to see the Jaws of Life in action. And, the guy died, but the Jaws of Life worked real good. It worked real good, but there he is going to town there. Jibber jabber for days down here. Where's the cross cell? I don't know. What are we doing here? But it doesn't show a whole lot. It looks like in the background, Shipwreck's house is on fire. Is that Shipwreck back there? I swear that's Shipwreck. Hate to see that. This must be a San Diego fire. It's all coming back to San Diego Comic-Con right here because Shipwreck, I believe, old Hector, I believe he's from San Diego, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, but that does look like Shipwreck back there to me. See you later. Goodbye. Spider-Man style. Plastic. See you later. Oh, I almost threw this. Is this a blanket? Is this one of those fire blankets? And I think my wife just put one of those fire blankets in our Amazon cart. See you later. Goodbye. Because I think she said, hey, if the kids start burning down, because, the kid, 14 to 10, I mean, I've been baking stuff since I was like 6 years old. If they catch a fire or something, they'll throw this fire blanket on there to put the fire out or something like that. But this looks good. There's a little blanket here. I don't know if I'll ever use this, but it's an interesting accessory on brand with the Firefighter, as you can imagine there. But looking interesting here, there's the old fireman right there in the plastic prison. A lot of stuff going on. Different masks, different helmets. I want to say different weapons, and I guess technically a hammer, technically an axe is a weapon, but I don't think many firefighters have to use those as a weapons. At least I don't believe so. Chime in, of course. Sambro's watching this. He's a fireman. He could answer all of our fireman questions. Todd, we could have a legit fireman expert on the channel. We could just defer over to him for any questions we have. And who knows, we might do that. And one question I have is, how does Hasbro get by without any twist ties, Todd? You said they're essential to all your action figures. We don't have any with this one. None going on. See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's get down to business here. Let's get down to this fireman accessory stuff. We got a lot going on. We got 3 different axes going on. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but firemen, of course, they use these big ones to like chop down the doors to get in there. If it's locked, there's a fire. They got to have one of these big axes ready to go. But these smaller axes, and once again, Todd, I'm just going to defer to you since you're on the couch. I think these are for after the fire. When it's all said and done, you got your like 4-day shift done as a fireman, because they always have those long shifts, we know. They stay there, they pet the Dalmatian, they make chili, they do all that kind of fun stuff when they're not doing fires. But then they go to the axe throwing thing at the end of the shift. I'm pretty sure that's what they do. And these are their axe throws right there. But they carry them around just in case, but they are very, very staunch axe throwing people. They're doing that stuff all the time. Shout out to the fireman team. Now, we do get 2 big old sledgehammers here, and I think firefighters are a lot like Triple H, of course, carrying around sledgehammers. You got a short one, you got a big one. I don't know if I've ever seen a firefighter with a sledgehammer, but apparently somewhere along the way, they're using those, probably to bust down doors and stuff like that. So who knows? And maybe if, they come in and the dog's on fire and there's no saving him, they put the dog out of the misery with the hammer or maybe the axe. I don't know if that happens either, but in my brain it does. In my brain it does for sure. What else we got going on here? We got a pair of goggles. Makes a lot of sense. You want to be able to see in that smoke and not get your eyes all full of stuff. So we got that going on. Not sure what this tool is. It's got like a fork on the end and a little bit of an axe here. So apparently this is used for something along the way here. But once again, no clue what this is. But I'm sure somebody will chime in. They always do. Do get a little oxygen tank back here. What does it say? Breathable air, 300 bar, 4350 PSI. Oh, it's all about those PSIs. Is it a backpack? It is a backpack. It does plug into the back right there. So you got a little oxygen ready to go. We also got, of course, the Jaws of Life. You got to have this one to save the day if need be. So it is a little bit different, or at least colored differently than what we got with Ripper. Got the handle here, got the handle here. Got the movable pinchers on the end right there. Not good to be on the business end of one of these two if somebody uses it as a weapon, but we do got that going on. Fire blanket we talked about. Now we're getting down to the helmets and the masks. So you do got the mask right here. Something like Ripcord would have. And who knows, maybe this is reused from Dragonfly's Ripcord. I'm not sure, off the top of my head at least. But you got the mask. I always think of firemen wearing these kind of things. And I always really think of them wearing hats like this. Looks like this firefighter is number 609 right here. Got the fireman's hat on, looking very good there. Got the strap down front. Playing all the fireman hits right here with the accessories. Now we're diving into the head sculpts for this one here. Looks like we got an Asian firefighter is what it looks like right out of the package here. And then we got the second head, we got a black firefighter. Both these guys very stoic, not a lot of humor in their firehouse, of course. They probably aren't very nice to their dog either, I don't know. But very stoic faces on these guys. A little bit grizzled for firefighters as well. Not asked to be in the calendar, I think is their problem here, where they got the masks over the top. And it's funny, these guys in these ski masks, they remind me of, was it Beneath the Planet of the Apes? Was that the second one? I'm getting my Apes movies confused, but they kind of look like those guys that looked a little crazy, and they lived like under the ground, and they had that big nuclear warhead, and they blew up the world. Remember those guys? And they were creepy when they take their mask off, and they were all disfigured and stuff. They kind of have that look to them right here. So if you know, you know, that's for sure. But 2 heads here. Obviously, you can use these with other toys in the G.I. Joe Classified line, moving around for different troopers. So you do get a little army builder aspect to this one here. But now, diving into the figure itself, we've got the big black bodysuit over the top here. The fireman's suit looking very good. All black everywhere. Then you got the yellow, and then it looks like black. And that only means, of course, one thing. You guys guessed it. Once again, every good fireman, he listens to a lot of Striper. That's for sure. And you need Striper on your side on those tough fires, as we do know. We also got some of that reflective tape in there as well. Looking pretty good. You got a little sensor right there on the vest over the top. You got some wires going on. Pockets sculpted in all over the place as well. Pockets in down to the pants, even down there. Black boots on this one. Arms all the way around for us. Do get a little bit of butterfly. Nothing to get too crazy about. Bicep cut. Double jointed. Pinless elbows. Playing all the hits. Hands back and forth, side to side. Two gloved hands over here. The gloves match the ski mask over the top. Head back, forth, side to side, plus a little neck articulation, a double dose of articulation there. Hula hoop up top, traditional waist as well. Big old splits if you need it. You got to have it as a fireman, and you got to have those drop down hips as well. Leg not up too much there. You're going to kick somebody in the shin, I guess is what you're going to do. You're blocked by the little skirt on the shirt there, the coat, the jacket, thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees. See how smooth it is, Todd? Oh, those pinless knees, love them. Boot cut, ankle cut, I guess more like it. And then side to side, back, forth, up and down. We do got a hole in the foot. Does he fit on a Ringside Collectibles Mattel stand using discount code Kyle to save 10%? What do you know? Fits right there on that stand. Easy as pie. We got a firefighter in our collection right here, but not the first G.I. Joe firefighter we've got. We got 1-2 barbecue once upon a time, so you can kind of build out a fireman force, I guess is what you could end up doing here. And a lot of people want to say, well, put Blowtorch in here. Blowtorch starts the fires. Barbecue, he puts them out. They should have had those two go back and forth on the old cartoon back in the day. They could have been like Alpine and Bazooka, or Wetsuit and Leatherneck once upon a time. That would have been the way to go. Missed opportunity, if you ask me. Maybe we should reboot that. Todd, you want to get involved? We'll talk offline. But there it is, the Firefighter from the G.I. Joe Classified series. Be interested to hear your thoughts on this one. Do you need another one in your collection? Are you a fireman or firewoman? Yes, they have those, Todd. Stop being a sexist over there. Are you one of them? Shout it out in the comments down below. Thank you for your service, of course, protecting us. I know if this place burned down, I'd be calling the firemen. They'd be helping me out here, of course, as we know. But of course, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on this figure and the G.I. Joe Classified line. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my other YouTube channel. Check out Patreon, of course. Check out YouTube channel memberships. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, my weekly podcast with my wife Angie, wherever podcasts are found, with videocast on YouTube. Check it out if you have not already. So for the G.I. Joe Fireman, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?